Hello, happy Saturday. It is Saturday, April 16th, and today I'm going to do a little mini vlog, and this is going to be for the Dark Romance Readathon, hosted by, it's Heather from Hia Booktubes, Isabel, which I think her thing is Isabel It's All Right or something like that. Naima, Tamika, and Ashley. So everybody will be linked below. Here is the bingo board. I did do a TBR up on my blog with a few ideas. So I had potentially the next book in Cora Riley's Bound in Blood Mafia Chronicles and Kimura Chronicles. I have one more. I'm doing the reading order of the two series combined. So the next book I have is Bound by Love, which is in the Bound in Blood Mafia Chronicles, or Raised by Tilly Cole, Filthy Rich by Serena Ackroyd, Bloodied Hands by Adelaide Forrest, or Untouchable by Sam Mariano, and all of them are Mafia, and the Mafia Romance Readathon is coming up in a couple of weeks, so I thought maybe I could pick up something like that, and then I can read the next book in the series in a couple weekends. But I think I'm going to pick up Untouchable by Sam Mariano. So there's that. And we will see. Jen from the Book Refuge just talked about it a lot, and I know Smart Women Read Romance really liked it, and they did a podcast episode on it, which I listened to when it came out a while ago. So we're going to dive in. And we're going to see how this will go. And this is the only non-Mafia romance book on my list. My goal last year, during this readathon, I only read one book. So my goal is to read one book as well. But it started yesterday. But I did not read any dark romance yesterday. And it'll end on Monday. So we will see if maybe I can get one, maybe two books done. But I will update you once I have read a little bit of Untouchable. And I'm so excited to finally start it and see what the hype is all about. I will see you all soon. Hello, happy Easter. It is Sunday, Easter Day. And I am headed over to a friend's house to celebrate. They have a 7-year-old daughter, so it'll be super fun to do egg hunting and stuff with her. And then we're going to do like a barbecue dinner, lunch kind of a thing. But I figure I would update. So I am, oh gosh, I already forgot. I checked right before I left, but I'm on chapter 37 or 27 or something. I'm 63% through Untouchable by Sam Mariano. And I do have to say, those first few chapters, I knew they were going to be rough going in. But they were rough. They were really rough. But after you kind of get through that and you kind of get to process things with, oh my gosh, it's Carter, and he calls her Princess all the time, and Ellis, which is her last name. I totally just spaced on her first name. Zoe, that's her name. So once you kind of can get past, like, and you can, I don't know, process things with Zoe, I do, even during her, I guess, second assault, the assault that we see on paper, then even during it, we can see that she's trying to figure out Carter, because he's not, she can tell he sees things differently, and he is looking at this differently, and she can see that his mind is working out what is happening, like, as it happens, and finding a way to kind of get around it, to make sure that what he wants to happen happens. This has been around for a while, but if you don't know, so Untouchable is Zoe is a senior in high school. I guess technically they both are. And she is kind of being completely bullied by the entire school. She was groped by a football player. And when she called him out, he ended up being suspended for the rest of the year from the football team. And this is set in Texas, where football is king, and basically everyone just kind of, even like parents of people and like the entire town basically turns against her and her family because this one kid can't play. They think it'll ruin whatever chances for the like state championship or whatever. And that, for me, like, the assault scene was hard to read, but for me, what was so hard getting through that is basically seeing that she has no support whatsoever. Even her mother is like more worried about the family's reputation and how they're being perceived by everybody else. Not the fact that her daughter was assaulted, and granted, it's not as bad as what happens later, but her daughter was still assaulted. And even Zoe's like best friend every once in a while makes maybe they're not snide, but make little comments like, oh my god, not everybody's out to assault you, kind of a thing. And everybody thinks she's lying, and that is what made it hard for me, is seeing that she basically had no support whatsoever, no one to really be in her corner. Because let's be honest, she is underaged. She needs to have a protector or a guardian or somebody to help like stand up for her, and she does a good job herself, but that's what got me. And then when her friend made those comments, and I was like, she literally has nobody that she can open up to about what is going on in her life. And that was what was so heartbreaking for me reading it. But I love her trying to piece together what exactly Carter Mahoney is. And once I got about 25-ish% in, I was like, I don't know, there's funny parts in this, and I was laughing, and their banter back and forth is so good. And we're 63% of the way through, and Carter is who Carter is. But I do wish that he wasn't pushing Zoe 110% of the time. Like, at least at some point, he needs to let her push, or just, I don't know. And he keeps, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying, like, I knew I would like it because Jen talks about it and Smart Women Romance talked about it, and I knew I would like it if I could get through those first few chapters and get into the meat of it. I knew I would enjoy it, but I do wish at this point, and maybe this is kind of the turning point for them because Carter's starting to open up to Zoe a little bit, I do wish that even just one scene, he would have backed off, and it wasn't just him pushing Zoe 100% of the time, because she does talk to him about how, you know, she can't be the one that's constantly doing the work and constantly giving in, that he needs to give in a little bit too. And so hopefully he'll start doing that, even if it's just a little, even if it's like 95-5 or 90-10, just because, like, knowing who he is and that he has this whatever, I don't know what it is, a personality disorder, or she does call him a sociopath, and most of the time it's jokingly, but he does say that, he does make a point to point out that, yeah, I know that we're joking, but I'm not a sociopath. Sociopaths are born. I had to rewire my brain, and so we haven't quite learned why he felt like he had to rewire his brain. So I don't know, it's just, I'm very intrigued, and well, I personally could not handle a Carter. I am enjoying like living vicariously through Zoe's eyes to figure out what exactly is going on with Carter Mahoney. And it's so fun when like she puts pieces together and she's like, okay, if I do it this way, I can get him to kind of capitulate or do what I want him to do. But I don't know if he realizes that she's kind of training him. And she does mention, it feels like at times he's training her, and then she's like, but I'm training him too, so I guess we can train each other. And I don't know, I'm just really intrigued by it, and I'm really enjoying it. I understand why people are so completely blown away by Carter Mahoney now. And when I was at like 35-ish%, oh my gosh, there's so many potholes on this road. But when I was at like 35%, I was like on chapter 20 something, I feel like, or maybe it was like 17, or I don't know. But I was just like, this seems long. So then I looked it up. I totally did not realize this book was like 450 pages. So I don't know. Holy crap. It's like, this is a long book. But I was thinking, I definitely will probably finish it tonight after Easter, depending on how late we're going. Or I'll definitely be able to at least finish it by tomorrow night, because the readathon ends tomorrow on Monday. But I was thinking I also kind of want to reread The Devil and I by Kate Allister. And then I was like, that's funny. I go from like someone who is seen as the heroine's abuser to someone who like goes all Dexter-y against the heroine's abuser. But I was like, whatever, we'll do it. But that's what I want to do, but we'll see. So I'm going to go inside and get ready for Easter stuff, because I am here and I'm excited. I'll see you all soon. Hello, happy Monday. It is just after 6 o'clock. And things might look different because I left my phone at work, and I usually record on my phone. So I'm trying to film at least today's clips on my iPad, and hopefully this works. The lighting settings are a lot different, and it's a lot older. I have an older iPad Air. But anyway, I at least wanted to film clips so I didn't have to play catch up tomorrow, especially because the readathon ends tonight. So, last night I finished Untouchable by Sam Mariano. This covers... Where's my book? I will use it to cover for the bingo board. Touch Her and You Die. Public Sex, Obsessive Hero, and Badass Heroine. So, I'm going to give this book 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I don't know, Carter is Carter, and Carter is who he is, and that's the point of the book. I do wish that, I don't know, I didn't like the weird breakup thing that happened in the book. It just, I don't know, it felt a little forced, and then with the whole his like mean girl ex, and I get there in high school, and that's kind of the trope that's being set up, but I just wish that his ex wasn't the stereotypical mean girl cheerleader. Just a little too on the nose for me. I look really red. I feel like I got sunburned on the way home. Anyway, so yeah, 4.5 stars. So that was really my biggest issue. I did also want to see her, I don't know, I wanted to see her get more of a support system built. Like, she makes friends with Casey, the like school photographer and newspaper person, but I don't know, I just wish, I don't know, I disliked her mother, and her stepfather was pretty much absent. We never actually see him in the book. So I just wish that she would have had more of a support system, so that when she had issues with Carter, she had somebody to open up to. And granted, the situation was hard and tough. And Carter is certainly a character. Now, we do learn why Carter is the way he is when it comes to sex. He was pretty much assaulted and forced to do things to his babysitter from the age of like 12 or something crazy. And while I understood that, and like, I don't know, I feel like there's still a slight disconnect in why he is the way he is. Like, I understand that's why he is the way he is sexually, but with him talking about how he had to rewire his brain, and maybe while it could have all been from his trauma as a young boy, the puzzle pieces weren't connected enough for me to really be like, okay, I'm understanding it. I get why this happened. Maybe not exactly how his mind works, but I at least understand why it happened the way, like, I don't know. I just needed just a little bit more because I was still slightly confused about a couple of things, or just wanting more clarification. But I really enjoyed it. I understand why those that love Carter love Carter. There are moments of like funny, like their banter is so good with each other. I do wish, and it's kind of mentioned a couple of times, and it's mentioned earlier how they need to kind of set up a way for him to realize, like, because they do play almost non-con, like consensual, non-consensual. They toe the line a little bit with that. And I do wish, and granted they're young, even though we know Zoe did research, I do wish there would have been some sort of safety word or something that could be happening. So if he is breaking those hard boundaries of hers, she can say, like, he knows it triggers something in him. Okay, we need to pull back, kind of a thing. And also both have them understand that this is only used when he hits those things. Because she talks about how they need to kind of address how they're doing this and all this stuff. And then she tells Carter that she trusts him to basically take care of her if he does push her too far. But we saw him push her too far a couple of times. And at least as the reader, we didn't see those aftercare moments. So that's what I was wanting a little bit more of too. But can I help you? Oh, really? But yeah, 4.5 stars. I have my video to edit because I didn't do it this weekend with the holiday, and get it uploaded for Wednesday for my last week's weekly vlog. But I do want to pick up another book tonight, and I'm planning on doing, I kind of want to reread The Devil and I by Kate Allister, which I have in paperback. So I'll probably pull that off my contemporary shelf, and I might read that, and I might pick up something else. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm kind of feeling Kay Allister and wanting to reread that. But I'm also going for that one because I know it's a shorter dark romance, so I can definitely finish it tonight. But we'll see. All right, since I don't know how much this will hold, I'm going to stop here. But I will definitely be back to wrap up or do anything like that, and then wrap up the Dark Romance Readathon. But I just wanted to at least do a little clip today to be like, hey, I am reading things even though I don't have my phone. So anyway, I will see you all soon. Happy Tuesday. I'm here to wrap up the Dark Romance Readathon. Yesterday I did manage to start and finish The Devil and I by Kate Allister. This is a reread for me. I first read it last year in 2021, and I gave it 4 stars. This time after rereading it, I think I'm going to give it 4.5. 5 stars. It's still not quite a 5-star for me, but I really, really enjoyed it. And after reading Untouchable, I felt like, I mean, if I really want to be specific, this would be like a 4.75 because I definitely like it more than Untouchable, but Untouchable was still really good. But if you have not read this is Rayna and Lucas. So Rayna is early 20s or 20 years old, and she receives a note under her door that says something like, "I'm coming for you," or "I'll be there soon," or something like that. "I'll see you soon." And she knows instantly it's from the person that she went on her first date with, who is also the person that beat and raped her. And she has been very depressed, and nobody really believed her that she went through what she went through, despite, ending up in the hospital and all that. And he has some sort of high-powered connections or something like that. So she never really opened up to the police about who this person was that did this. So she decides to commit suicide. So she goes walking. This is set in Toronto. So she heads into like a wooded park area, goes just right off the trail, and does slit her wrist. But our hero, Lucas, happens to come upon her. He's out running. He is a police officer, but think like Dexter. He's also kind of vicious serial killer. He says he's not a serial killer, but he's definitely killed people before. But he is very particular, and he refers as like his inner psyche is like the demon that's inside of him. And so he tries to work out and stay really strong to try to help control him. Hi! Can I help you? She's right here. There was a kitty ear right here. Right there. There's a kitty ear. But yeah, so he kind of comes across her, and his like inner demon is like, she's mine. So he decides to take her home, and he found her quick enough that he's able to kind of do some emergency first aid on her, keep her alive. And then he knows if he takes her to the hospital or calls like his colleagues, he'll end up kind of being separated from her, and his inner demon does not like that. So he takes her home, and he's actually about to go on vacation from the police force. And so he heads up 2 hours north of Toronto into the woods where he has his own little house, and he kind of nurses her back to life. And let's just say he goes all Dexter in his little murder cabin on the person that raped her. And it is amazing. I don't know what it says about me, but I love Lucas. I love Lucas. The vengeance that we get in this book is amazing. And it's also kind of it's part of the tagline, the other monsters aren't as scary when you have a monster of your own. But there is a similar conversation between the two of them where he's just like, I'm your monster, or something like that. And I don't know. There's something about this I really like. There are little things like that you can tell that this is a debut book, but I really love the story. I really like it. I love Rayna. I love Lucas. I'm glad I decided to reread this, especially after Untouchable, which is just crazy. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I have it in paperback. I was looking when I first read it. I only had like 150 pages marked for it when I read it last year, which is the ebook version. But this is like 220 pages, the paperback. So I was like, oh, my page count went up, which is fun. But anyway, so yeah. 4.5 stars for this, 4.5 stars for Untouchable. And then for the bingo board, I used it to cover, I need my book. Dark Romance. I used it to cover removal of a body part because he cuts that boy into pieces. Touch Her and You Die, Criminal, and Obsessive Hero. So here's my final bingo board. I got a couple bingos, and I only did not get Family Rivalry and Mafia, but I'm sure that would have been easy had I picked up a Mafia book, but I thought, ooh, I could get some and then continue on a series during the Mafia Romance Readathon, but I decided just to leave the Mafia for the Mafia Readathon since that's coming up soon. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I've managed to get through 2 books this time instead of just the one, so that's good. We were up even more so with the fact that I didn't really get that much reading time on Sunday with the holiday, and I didn't start it till Saturday. So I'm glad I was able to get The Devil and I squeezed in late Monday night after the Avalanche game. And I'm all excited. So stay tuned. I'm probably going to be doing a separate vlog for the Mafia Romance Readathon, like I mentioned. And that's one of the first weekends in May. So that'll be coming somewhat soon. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this. And please like, subscribe, all that good jazz if you liked watching this. And if you've read these or have any fun books that you read for the readathon, let me know down below. See you soon.